From Wemby's insane skill set that allows him to do whatever the heck he wants, to his random feud with Britney Spears, here's why everyone's talking about Victor Wembanyama. Whether you love him or hate him, you've got to admit that the Frenchman's skill set is on another level. I mean, this guy can do everything for his team. And most importantly, he gives his all on both ends of the floor. When it comes to offense, Victor's bag is insanely deep, because not only can the big man drain threes, but when he does, he looks like he's Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. He can cash in on catch-and-shoot trays, as well as pull-up threes, while his middies just as deadly. To make things worse for his opponents, the athlete's release is so quick and high that it's almost impossible to contest any of his shots. Plus, he can dunk on anyone and everyone with ease. As for Wembanyama's defense, he's a menace, as he can defend and block almost any shot. What's more, Victor can defend in the post or out on the perimeter, and that's not something most big men can do. On top of that, unlike other giants, Wembanyama dribbles the ball like he's a seasoned point guard. I mean, this guy has almost every dribble move in his arsenal. You want a mean crossover, or even a sick between-the-legs move? Don't worry, because Victor's got you covered. If you want an example, look no further than that clip where the athlete channeled his inner Kyrie Irving and went between his legs 5 times before making the shot. The French giant pulled off the move so effortlessly that it looked like poetry in motion. So it's no surprise that basketball fans went wild when they saw him do all that. Also, if you're a Wemby hater and still aren't impressed, let me tell you, this wasn't the only time he showcased his godly handles. In fact, they're on full display in all of his games. It shouldn't be possible for a big man to have handles as fluid as his, but hey, at least it makes for some entertaining basketball, and when you're entertaining the fans, everyone's bound to be talking about you like crazy. Though it's not just Victor's phenomenal skill set that's put him at the center of attention, it's the fact that he can do all that despite being a giant. Most big men are one-dimensional in terms of what they bring to the table, but as you guys know, Wemby's the complete package. He stands at a staggering 7 foot and 3.5 inches barefoot, while he's 7'5" with shoes on. Plus, he's got an 8-foot wingspan, while his hands are gigantic. Yeah, even bigger than Kawhi Leonard's. With measurements like those, it's no surprise that Wemby's been one of the hottest topics in the NBA world. I mean, it doesn't make sense for a dude who's 7'4" to play like a guard, but the Frenchman's on a mission to show us all that it can be done. And if you think I'm overrating him, let me whip out the numbers for you. During the 2023 season in the LNB Pro A, Wembanyama averaged 21.6 points per game, along with 10.4 boards and 3 blocks. He was so dominant that he led the Mets 92 to the finals, though at the same time, many fans claim those numbers shouldn't be given much importance since he didn't do that in the NBA. But I guess they're forgetting his fantastic performances against G League Ignite back in October 2022, which really allowed Victor to earn himself a ton of attention from fans, players, and analysts. In his first outing against Ignite, Wemby went God mode as he dropped an insane stat line of 37 points and 5 blocks, and don't forget about those 7 three-pointers that he drilled. Not to mention, his efficiency was spectacular as he shot 55% from the field and 63.6% from beyond the arc. Unfortunately, though, he couldn't carry his team to the W. Then 2 days later, both teams faced off once again with Victor seeking revenge. And luckily for him, that's exactly what he got, as he led the Mets 92 to the win after dropping 36 points and 11 rebounds. He looked phenomenal, yet he was only 18 at the time. So just imagine how OP he'll be by the time he's in his mid-20s. Ever since he went off in these exhibition games, the NBA world's been talking about this guy like crazy, including some of the best basketball players in the league. When reporters asked the man himself, King James, what he thinks of the French sensation, he called him a generational talent. But he didn't stop there. In fact, LeBron told reporters that he can't call Wemby a unicorn, since we've already seen so many in the past, such as Kristaps Porzingis and Bol Bol. So LeBron says that you can only describe a dude as talented as the Frenchman by calling him an alien. According to James, Victor's the first of his kind, and I'll have to agree with Braun on that. Then we have Steph the Chef Curry, who compared Victor to the good old demigod builds we all hate to play against in NBA 2K, since Wembanyama can do it all when he's out on the floor, and that's why the athlete gives Steph those cheat code type vibes. As for the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he went as far as to say that Victor could go down as one of the greatest players of all time. What's more, he's on the same page as LeBron because he said he's never seen anyone like Wemby, before adding that the French giant's going to be a problem for the rest of the league because he can swat shots like his French brother Rudy Gobert and drain shots like he's KD, speaking of the Slim Reaper. He's also sold on the Frenchman, as he believes the league's really in trouble when he comes in. While Pacers center Miles Turner said Wemby's definitely as skilled as advertised. That said, it's not just players who've been going crazy over Wemby's insane skill set, as the French men's national team's head coach, Vincent Collet, called him the best prospect to ever come out of the French league, while one scout says that watching Victor play is like watching Jesus walk on water. I know that sounds far-fetched, but somehow, Channing Frye outdid the scout, as he believes the Frenchman's a mix of Kevin Durant and Yao Ming. He also added that Victor will be unguardable. So in his opinion, the only way to stop him is to resurrect Yao. As you can see, everyone and their mom have been hyping up the Frenchman, though I can't forget about the role the NBA has played in allowing this to happen. When they saw how much hype the young prospect created in just 2 games against Ignite, they saw the perfect opportunity to capitalize off his name, while providing fans the opportunity to watch him go beast mode live. They bought the rights to stream all the games he plays for the Metropolitans 92. And numerous fans tuned in to watch the exciting player do some of the craziest things you can imagine. Plus, just like how they make posts outlining the final scores for NBA games on their Instagram, they did the same for all of Wemby's games in the French League, while also mentioning his stats. He's been given just as much coverage as NBA players, if not more, for a while now, meaning that everyone who watches the NBA has known of the Frenchman for months. So once he finally made his Summer League debut, all eyes were on him, but unfortunately for the Frenchman, he didn't have the best night, especially on offense, as he shot 2 for 13 from the field and scored just 9 points. He was great on defense as he swatted 5 shots, but he also got posterized by Kai Jones, and since he was so inefficient from the field, fans were ready to call him a bust. Wembanyama wasn't having any of it though, and he came out guns blazing in his second Summer League game, dropping 27 points, 12 boards, and 3 blocks. He shut all of his haters up. But the really petty ones are still holding one thing against him, and it's the whole situation with Britney Spears. I've got to say Wemby versus Britney's easily one of the most random beefs of all time. But what even happened? Well, both celebs were in Vegas, and once Spears recognized the athlete, she tried to catch his attention by calling for him and tapping his shoulder. Victor's security saw this, and according to Britney, he backhanded her. She was pissed and filed a police report before saying that she wanted an apology from the Frenchman, his security, and the NBA. When Wembanyama was asked about the incident, he didn't have much to say, because he didn't even know what happened until the story was reported by news outlets. So, from Wemby's random feud with Britney Spears to his insane skill set that allows him to do whatever the heck he wants. That was why everyone's talking about Victor Wembanyama.